ngisaspanele roomini egarage ngidla namateki la roomini lami. I knew ukuthi one day I'm gonna do shoes for Black Coffee because it's been on my list. It's that, bro. We don't only belong in the township.
Yeah.
We belong also emhlabeni.
We belong at Bryanston.
I don't do how to clean your sneakers videos because I believe that
that's your business right there.
Also, the people that I service don't have the time to, I want to learn how to wash my shoes. No, it's a convenience that I give to them.
Shabugujani Bafetu, welcome back to it. Silai Bryanston hanging out with my good friend, Izinjaza Sneak Umfana Wamategi. I'll let him introduce himself because I'm sure Shangi Tagazelo Zakon. I'll tell me.
Well, it's Tamsi.
Shabugujani Tanayam.
Batin.
I'll tell about the Banga was to Mengani, where you from, and why are we here today?
Igama lami Sibangani Ncube, aka Mfana Wamategi. Ngiphume eSinawane, ngiphume eMletsane, ngiphume eDK, ngiphume eRocktown, represents umsotha.
Awuzweke izinto ezekhe Bafethu. You are here Offbeat Sneaker Service in Bryanston Bafethu. So out here started from Ekasi Vele to find himself here. So we'll find out exactly what has been happening. Just to begin, Siba, your journey coming into Bryanston what kind of things did you go through to figure to where you are right now today?
So I used to work in Bryanston when I was 28, back in 2018, I think.
Yeah.
So I used to work in advertising, and I used to work for an agency that's literally next door.
Yeah.
So I'm neighbors with my ex-bosses now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Did they put anything on? Did they put you on?
Not really. Not really. It was a retrenchment season in advertising at the time.
Yeah.
And I actually went to the agency to try get a reference letter.
Yeah.
Referral letter. I forgot what it's called. I think it's a referral letter though. But where your boss speaks good about you.
Of course, yeah.
So I went there, ngisaspanele kasi, and so ngesikhathi ngisaspanele kasi, I would actually get ama-request or ama-pick-up from ngai Bryanston.
Yeah.
So I was like, ngifuna ispani ku-advertising, I need to submit my portfolio, but with that I want to attach the letter of recommendation.
Of course, yeah.
So ngadlula ngiphethe ama-plastic at my old agency. And my ex-boss was like, how have you been up to? Ngiyamtshela ngithi ndoda ngiphusha sneaker cleaning like us, and it's actually so dope. He was like, dude, I'm not giving you the referral letter. I think this is something that you need to put your energy on. Invest all your energy in this thing. It's gonna izokspannela riding.
Oh yeah.
So from that, took that, ran with it, and yeah, it's 6 years later now. We're still building.
And which leads me to my next question. With the sneaker cleaning services, at which point did you see which is actually gonna boom? Because the people are very finicky when it comes to their sneakers. At some point, I'm sure Kona Laboni gap corner within the sneaker. I'd say the sneaker space.
Yeah.
Where much and to actually come up with such a good service. Why gap?
So I wouldn't say I saw a gap in sneaker cleaning, but I saw a gap in how some of the sneaker cleaning companies in Soweto were communicating.
Oh yes.
So I saw a gap in the communication space, which was sneaker related, which was service provider related. I would look at how Amachita Sekasi would just write take you wash 50 rand.
50 rand.
So I was like, man, there's opportunity. Remember, I'm coming from advertising.
Of course, yeah.
So I see a brand and I'm like,
the bigger picture.
I'm like, oh, this thing, what if you took it and you know how amachita angano mateki kanjani kasi bangano mapopaya bangano graphics bangano music, you know how the music lovers
it all becomes one package.
Becomes one package, and I'm coming from a retail background as well, having worked for Thesis, Debut, at the Ritual. So I've seen brands coming up. I've seen brands start to being big. So I was interested in actually collaborating with some of the cats who were already in the business, but I wanted to be more of the communications guy, the marketing guy, the behind the scenes guy,
the copywriter guy.
You understand? So I didn't want to be doing this interview when I started. But now because I founded my own company, I find myself having to be in front of the camera, having to talk about this brand that I've started. But
You've done so many interviews with before this.
But initially I didn't want to be this guy. I wanted to be the guy at the back, and whoever would have founded the company that I'm collaborating with is the one handling such things, you know.
Gosh, and so tell me, with the business philosophy, what is the philosophy that you use, seeing that you're there's high-end sneakers here, and I'm pretty sure there's certain things that you obviously, kunama material or how do you handle high sneaker services or high sneaker materials when it comes to amating?
So I come from a background also where I've damaged some people's shoes because I didn't understand certain materials. I thought leather is just leather, canvas is just canvas, suede is just suede, but experience, the best teacher. I know this. Like I see a Gucci shoe, I'm like, I know how to deal with this. I see that LV trainer, I know how to deal with that. But I've had challenges before. So I always tell the guys that I work with that I don't expect you to be struggling with the same shoe that you struggled with yesterday. Because that means you're not paying attention.
True.
But if we get these shoes, the same shoes that we got yesterday, we shouldn't be having the same discussion.
We couldn't, yes.
But the discussion we're having is on different materials that we've never seen.
Do you always advise people on how to handle them after you've washed them?
I don't do that, but I think it's like just keep coming back. I'm not going to give you the recipe. So you get me. So that's why I don't do how to clean your sneakers videos, because I believe that
that's your business right there.
Also, the people that I service don't have the time to, I want to learn how to wash my shoes. No, it's a convenience that I give to them that they don't even need to watch or waste their data watching that how-to video on YouTube. So if you are actually about, I want to learn how to wash sneakers, go on YouTube, but we are not in the business for that. You know, we're here to clean your sneakers if you need the service.
And speaking of prolonging our sneakers and whatnot, in the broader scheme of things, what are other things that can probably you can advise someone on in terms of sustainability? Industry school, as you said, you come from advertising, you come from retail. Obviously, when you're squeezing into the sneaker situation as well, is there anything that you can say in terms of sustainability of this industry on itself and the broader scheme of the industry in terms of how you incorporated advertising into it, music, the culture in general?
I don't think I understand your question clearly.
How do you sustain the whole look business Yamategi?
How do I sustain the whole look of this business?
Like, do you have anything that you always change in terms of the trends outside, you know? Because you was Louis Vuitton, obviously now you was washing Louis Vuitton, and keep the shop open at the end of the day as well.
So sneaker culture is growing, and it's probably not growing as a culture, but it's growing as a consumer vibe,
as a way of life.
It's just like, I'm making money. I need to have a certain rotation. You know, I need to show up to work with clean shoes. I need to show up to work with a different shoe every day. So I would say that the people are the ones that are actually keeping this shop open. That are sustaining this shop. The more people work, the more people have income. The more sneakers they'll buy, the more they see themselves differently.
Of course.
I'm just a platform to say, you need. You know, so that's just that, bro. It's how people perceive themselves.
Of course.
What they think they look good on. I'm just here to say I can clean it for you.
And keep it clean forever. And when it comes to, as you said, you come from an advertising background. Did it give you an extra edge when creating the concept of your Offbeat because of the background in advertising?
So I started Offbeat while I was in advertising. But like I said, it was just a branding exercise. Like, I want to see this thing is ophelela kuphi. Also, it was because of the nature of how the corporate world works, where you come up with an idea and then your seniors, you come up with a big idea and then it ends up being owned by your seniors. You don't have you end up not having a say in that idea, yabo. So I wanted to do something that I will own from start to finish. The creative direction, like, oh, I wanna do a campaign rollout for myself. How do I now achieve that? So that's why I started the company, to say, oh, through this,
while you were still working,
while I was still working, which on weekends I'll have something that I can do.
Some resources were company.
I was using company resources, but for myself as well, to say, oh, I've got this MacBook that they've given me at the agency. I'm able to design graphics for the kid in the hood, because that's how I started. I would do graphics for kids in the hood, and just push from that, you know, and just seeing an idea from infant stages to it being where it is. It's really like, whoa, believe in your ideas.
Yeah. It's a very affluent area.
Oh, is it?
Mabasho, now.
Okay.
Chirping, dogs, trees, palm trees, and all of that.
I got
you. I can imagine the contrast of being a Soweto guy because I'm sure the customer base if I work as much as the whole influence of this location. And to even speak to Abantu charity, I believe at the same time if you have to fight people to get the space or to be in this area and in general.
So I always have this thing at the back of my head. I don't think I've really said it to people. Okay, let me start by saying, just keep pushing your thing. If you're doing a car wash, the way you see it, like how you wanna say something. We can all rap, but I'm gonna flow differently. I'm gonna pronounce my words differently, you know. So for me, sneaker cleaning was a platform of self-expression as well, where I love photography. So I'm spending time with all these shoes. I've seen most of these shoes on magazines, photos of those shoes on magazines, and now they're in my house. How am I spending time with these shoes? Oh, actually, thing is shoot. How does it look, you know? So it became a platform. Yeah, it became a platform for me to actually enjoy myself while I'm actually doing work that I'm getting paid for. But I'm also spending time with items that I admire, items that inspire me, items that I can read up on, items that are designed by
affluent people,
people that I look up to, you know, the likes of Virgil Abloh with the off-white, with the off-white, with the LV joints, with Pharrell, with the Adidas, you know, now with the LV, the Kanye West shoe. So you understand. So also just understanding that shoe, you know, and understanding the people that wear those shoes, and the people that are actually on these ads, and the people that actually wear those shoes on a daily basis. So I also got to understand certain things. But answering your question, how did I get to Bryanston? I just kept doing what I was doing in Soweto, but people are always looking. Like someone is always looking. So that's why I say to people, always respect people, always be nice to people. So just one time, yes, okay, the Carlton Center, I was just there, I get a call from someone in like the spaces that I go to socially on some, hey Siba, this is where I work now. We're looking to do 1, 2, 3. We've got a community container. This is the name of the brand. It's a brand from France. I need you on board as a sneaker cleaner.
And that was a one-time thing? Or?
That was a one-time call. I seeing as a Bryanston, met the CEO, French dude, Mr. Xavier.
Shout out to Mr. Xavier.
Yeah, man, he liked the concept. And yeah, just I had to move in a month later.
And now that's a full-time contract now.
It's a full-time contract.
Just a one-time thing.
Yes. You know, so it just came from that, from also having a good network of people, that will think of you when there's opportunities that come through, like friends that mention you in rooms you've never been in. So it's also that there's also power in that, because yes, we can do all the work that we do, but if someone out there doesn't mention my name, I could end up being stuck in the same box. Not because I'm not a hard worker, but because it's just that. But if someone is
which is a crazy thing, because we spoke about it in our previous episodes on our Back to Kasi, Business to Kasi platforms.
Yeah.
We've spoken on Neo, Matunga.
Shout out.
We've spoken about how the influence your community can also put you somewhere or not put you anywhere.
Yeah.
Luckily for
you. It can keep you there.
Yeah. Luckily for you, Spanena Wantabakran, who mentioned your names in nice rooms and stuff like that. Because ngesikhathi vele besikhuluma indaba zamakwali izinto zokuthi abayithanda into abayenza makabayithandela kude and those kind of things. And njengomuntu obalekile from ekhaya udlalele Bryanston, I'm pretty sure usekho kulezo zinto lezo. Awusena ndaba ukuthi kwenzakala ngoba usengamleni.
So if I may, man, I think a lot of people look at my brand like isugile kasa isekho. I don't think it's that, bro, but it's like I'm going to where my brand is leading me.
Sure.
I've tried opening a couple of stores, and those didn't work because there wasn't like the demand wasn't really there.
It's not that high,
It wasn't as strong as it is here. Like the type of people that I'm servicing here are actually people I didn't think I would be able to service. As much as ngesikhathi ngisaspanekasi ne, I would ngishayite ngizolanda amateki eBryanston. So now I'm based here. These people can walk to the shop. These people can just ask me to come collect their shoes, and I'm done in 10 minutes. So singinama 10 minutes ayingakhi manje ngingawayenza no. Whereas bengireyiteksi ngiphethe inqwaba yamateki wabantu ngiyePitori ngiphethe inqwaba yamateki, but now it's simple. It's
along the way.
It's along the way. People are working from home now. They need an excuse to drive.
Sure.
Bashayo more. So people enjoy being here. People admire some of the shoes that they see here, just interacting with different sneakers that abawakhalelayo.
And which is it leads me to my next question. Would you say having a cleaning service like this inspires people to invest in sneakers? People, I've seen how you just walked in manje with 18 sneakers from one household. Kuba nama cleaning service kanje inspires people to have sneakers so that buyers would Sibangani Ncube. Do you think it's
Offbeat Ncube? Offbeat Ncube. So I feel like man, yazi mawubona into inakekelwa grand ne, and now unayo mfethu, you have that. Because right now I just went to collect sneakers and that lady was like, yo, from your Instagram page, bro, it looks like we can trust you. We've been using other people. We've been using other people, but the discoloring of our shoes, there's those issues, So I would say that this place inspires people to actually have good things in life,
Yeah, it makes them does it give them a certain identity,
I would say it does give them a certain identity. Like some people would jokingly say they want to be on our Instagram page, we should take a photo of them. Because it's like a community thing, you see someone on the page that you work with, you're like, that's Tommy, I work with him. That's Kahiso. Man, I wanna, so it's like a cool way that we try and celebrate our customers, and because bayazigaba, because Bantwembu ngendwangu, so that's also like a part of what inspires us, which is fashion, So we just celebrate that moment to say, come through, let's take a photo of you with your babies,
nice sneakers
More
especially cleaner. I've seen how you advertise the fact they just got them clean, and you got the befores and afters.
We've got that, yes,
which is dope. And sneakers have become a global culture. It's part of the global culture and stuff like that, especially with the youth. What do you think you use in terms of getting up to standard with the trends? I heard you just mention Interfan and Instagram and taking pictures of that. Is there any other ways of keeping yourself on par with the trends using social media or using whatever the global culture in terms of the sneaker service is?
So I believe that Offbeat is one of the guys that pioneered content when it comes to like business, like black youth business. I would say that Offbeat is one of the You go on our page, we've got dope content.
And you've collaborated with a lot of people, yeah?
Yeah, we've collaborated with a lot of people, but just back to the content one, we do a lot of cool content because we understand that a lot of people spend time on their phones. Can we do something that's appealing that someone will actually wanna look at?
Yeah.
You know, it goes back to my advertising background where I'm a creative person. I love content.
Yeah.
And I love content from a time when I didn't know it was actually called content. Maybe like we are shooter. We are shooter. Yeah, it's like, oh, this thing is. It's that. So that's just, it's just so dope that I can still just be myself.
And you can use it on a monetary value as well.
Yeah, and then I can like make money from like all these things are things that I really love. Like, oh snap, I'm gonna use this song after that. It's like, oh my god, this
make
is
it a whole package.
It's like so dope, you know. But maybe you look at it as just a simple task, but I've seen also how some businesses struggle with that. So I think how we keep up with the times, if I may, is that share content grand. Share content into him. Yeah, so I think that's when like reinvesting in yourself, in your company as well. Like I realized that content is what gets us out there.
Yeah.
Like you get people from Taban to saying, yo, go Instagram, go TikTok. I like your content. I like your content, and it's like, yo, how am I gonna get there? I need to get there, you know.
But if you're Instagram, there's not gonna get Spanish.
Instagram. So I'm fortunate to still have people that are working in advertising. Because sometimes you feel like Instagram is not working because people are not clicking the like button. But people do see that.
The view is there.
They do view your stuff, you know. So
as much as they scroll in a second, or a split second.
Yeah, so you do reach people. You know, so you do like get views even if you didn't get the like. They will not say anything, but they're watching you. Because sometimes you would be my business is a very social one. You know, sneakers and music and
social life,
it's like a very social business, you know. That's how we would meet some of our customers in a social setting, you know. So you hear people talking about a post that you made that they didn't like, or the post was liked by 2 people, but then like 5 people ask you about it, and you're like, so people see these things, but they may not engage on it, you know. So they may not like engage on the post, but it's not that they don't see you.
And then my next question is because challenges and ethics, right? Have you ever came across iteki elifake small street nyana uthi yalowasha mako yabona ukuthi la kuzoba ne defect manje shanga scoping brush or what waljikisa on an ethical team like hayi mina ngingwashe lento le ichoro lase small uyafika lapho or nje all sneakers are good sneakers.
Yeah, man, all good sneakers are good sneakers because we've dealt with. I always tell the guys that I work with that upon receiving a shoe, you check it out. You just be interested. As much as I can't teach people how to be interested, just look at the shoe, feel it. While you're unlacing the shoe, you can tell what's happening. You know, like, oh, this shoe, oh, it needs me to be gentle, you know. So gentle is a word that we use every day here.
Gentle.
Yes, because, you know, we don't want to mess up the shoes. I heard you mentioning a scoping brush. I'm like, dude,
don't say those kind of things.
You can't say that here, bro. That's Spanish scoping brush, you know. So yeah, it's delicate materials. So we always have to remain gentle.
No, that's dope.
So we can't do that. We don't discriminate, you know. But more than anything, there's always opportunity to educate our customers. You know, there's always like an opportunity to do that.
And I remember you mentioned earlier before we started shooting, there's concepts like about Nike and how they do their running campaigns and whatnot. And then which is a dope thing, you know, because it's like Nike is also doing some sort of a community thing with you because they give all the sneakers back to you so they also shine out for their people and stuff like that.
Yes.
How do people find themselves in spaces like that where they can get opportunities from Nike or any other sneaker brand where it's a collabo?
Like I said earlier on, Tamzin, Spana out here. Spana. Shy content into him. Shy content. I don't think I got the Nike gig because because it's Shy Span.
Yeah.
Shy Spani. And Ispan says Kulmela most of the times. It's cutting Aspire. And it's actually dope that we collaborating with Nike again this year. Because last year we also partnered up with them.
Yeah.
And this year again, it's another doing it again. So it's like a really good relationship where push we span.
Pair.
You know, like we're just pushing the work. So how do you get yourself in those spaces? You know, growing up, I used to look at brands like Nike as unreachable brands.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, like yo.
South Africa,
but it's a thing of being interested and being inquisitive and finding out how these things work. I was blown away growing up, finding out that if I want to collaborate, I want to do an ad for Jameson.
Yeah.
I don't need to actually go to Jameson. Like also now you start understanding the concept of agencies. Boutique agencies, there's levels,
and you reach out using social media as well, because that's a powerful
right now
tool.
I'd say it's simple. I'd say it's simple now to actually reach out to brands because they're literally there on your Instagram,
on your phone. Yeah.
They're always there, like whereas back in the day I would want to go to Nike to do 1, 2, 3 only to find out there's an agency and I'm like so confused, like what do you mean? There's an agency that, you know, so there's those things that I wish a lot of people from Ekasi would understand. If in Spana and Nike, sometimes it doesn't mean, or whatever other brand, sometimes it doesn't mean that I know the guy at Nike. Yes, I might meet him, but maybe I'm communicating with the agency.
Yeah.
You understand? The agency that represents Nike's interests. You understand? So there's also that. So we need to know these things as business owners.
Yeah,
Ukuthi mafuna collaborate no Siba. What if Siba's got an agency that represents and then Siba magak director that like say as born.
Hey. And abanjalo ke ba fast. I'm sure now bakuhlakazile la strategy.
Nah, not even. So if you check your page later, you'll realize Offbeat, how I pushed it from Ekasi, I think I always pushed it as a high-end brand.
Yeah.
Because from Medladlini, bengspana ku sister la me garage ne. And then la unega khona impahla. Ngathenga ifleece egrand.
Yeah.
Then I created a studio. So that thing created an illusion that these guys have a shop.
Yeah.
Because people would literally come bazoleta
set up.
Yeah. So I ended up creating a shelf.
Yeah.
With my share content, it should look like a space that's about sneakers, you know. So people would come through to my house, my sister's house. But I show.
Oh yeah, but expect a light.
But I show luna. And I'm like, no, sispana yi garage. Like, hey, what the hell is going on, yabo?
And it's
so
creative as well because you created a space and an illusion.
Yes.
And posted it, and people thought it was a whole
People
thing.
thought it was like, I could have said we're in London. People will be like, this brand from London is
it's dope.
It's dope, yeah. So I think also just from curating our page like that really helped us get a lot of customers because Moshama before and after are neat. Like your work is just neat and it just speaks for itself. And obviously my goal was to build a brand that can be in Japan, like a global brand. Like Mangiti, I washed shoes for Tami, it should be okay. If I say I washed shoes for Casper, it should be fine. If I say I washed shoes for Drake, it should still be like,
that's the same thing.
It should be the same thing. We did shoes for Black Coffee. That's it. So my plan has always been to build a global brand, and I think I'm still on that route. Bryanston is also like a dope pat on the back to say you're doing the right thing.
Yeah, so obviously there's also room for you to expand or rather touch other places, because in Yakumbula at one point we had a shop at Bram and stuff like that for a few months, for a year.
I had a shop in a year, for a year.
And other ones were pop-ups everywhere else, like my social things were going on. Are you gonna be expanding more than Bryanston? Are you looking at going back to Kasi maybe at some point?
Yes, I've got a. We good? Yeah, we've got another shop coming up really soon. I can't really say the dates and stuff, but yeah, we are working on something with Decathlon.
Okay.
At another shop in Rodiport.
Okay.
So at the moment, that's what we're focusing on, until we can find another store that will be our flagship store, which is, when you get there, it's just Offbeat.
Yeah.
You know, like the ones we've done in Mill Park.
Oh,
like
Park, yeah,
like the one, yes, like the one we did in Braamfontein, you know, but we'll always try again.
Of course.
You know, we've learned from
We
our mistakes.
always come back and try again.
Yes,
So our failing is not an option.
It can't be.
Rebrand and come back up.
It can't be.
Yeah. Since we had the interview with the CA telling us about businesses diversifying, my question would be, would you consider actually creating your own cleaning products and stuff like that? Or yeah.
Would I consider creating our own cleaning products? I'm not big on that. Actually, we did. When we started out, we had like detergents, but customers would ask me, oh, so you don't want me to bring my shoes anymore?
Well, which is fair. Shampoo.
Like, bro, are you saying I should wash my own sneakers?
I take care of the sneakers like in meantime.
Yeah, and like homies would be like, Papa, I'm not about that, bro.
Oh.
When my sneaker needs to be cleaned,
It's
gonna come to you.
Yeah.
You know, so at this moment,
This way then the question. I would assume that you have a supplier that supplies you with the detergent. Now, wouldn't you be cutting costs had you known how to make it yourself, or is this a laborious exercise that's not necessary?
I honestly don't think it's necessary, bro. You know, unless I get into, because I do get like direct messages, or our number is obviously in public. We do get messages from people outside of Gauteng. No, people that actually want to use what we use.
Oh yeah.
So it could be a thing of maybe expanding to that vibe.
Oh yes, reselling those things to them.
Yes, just
but also
packaging,
branding them. Yeah,
branding
packaging
that
them.
and then selling it to other sneaker cleaning companies, because that's what we always being asked about.
Yeah, I can imagine, because Neskeeper is showing us. It's a very dope print as well. It looks like a dope t-shirt, and as I've been asking all these years, which that's one of the things also we can maybe in the shop. We have a couple of t-shirts maybe for loyal customers.
Yes.
Or we do a social thing. Maziwa like 1, 2, 3 more shy. But in activation, just to also put the brand out there. Have you ever considered that?
So with regards to the t-shirts and merchandise and apparel, that's our next big move.
Okay, cool.
Reason being, bro, like people bring all these sneakers here and then they travel the world. We've got people that go to India, they go to Dubai. You know, they support us, they love what we do for them, you know, they love the service. And these are people we also follow on social media, you know, because they're our customers, they're our community. You'd see this person, Sega se London, lo muntu mgcine ekuseni azolanda amateki. Kusasa ekuseni use London, rocking the same shoe that you worked on. So there's really pride in that, but I think there's more pride if I see our logo or our t-shirt in London.
Yeah.
Because also the word that we live by as Offbeat is reach.
Yeah, reach. Yeah.
How many people can you reach? Which people can you reach?
How many people's lives have you touched?
How many people's lives have you touched? Coming from Soweto, working in Bryanston, there's a lot of people that come here there's a lot of corporate companies and head offices here. You find someone is coming from London, Dubai, America,
yeah,
and they're like, you guys watch sneakers? sometimes, you know, there's people that have washed sneakers before Offbeat was in existence, but there's people that see sneaker cleaning services for the first time in Offbeat.
Sure, that's true, yeah.
You understand? So just being able to reach those people coming from Soweto, unfortunately coming from where we come from, it's as if that's where we need to end. But if you are able, like being able to say, Bryanston, that means I'm gonna meet a whole lot of people because of where it's located.
Yeah, you've reached out to other people's now.
Like geographically,
away from your own
from my own camp. From my own camp, I can be here and even maybe employ some of the kids from Ekaslami.
Showcase.
You know, to actually be exposed to a different life that the one that we used to as Ekas.
And in terms of community building also, I've seen sometimes, I've seen Offbeat, or rather before Offbeat, Sibangani as yourself.
Yeah.
You started some reach out campaigns, Kicks for Charity and stuff like that. Is that still in existence? Are you still pushing Kicks for Charity?
It's been a minute since we did that.
Yeah.
But we do it in a very silent way, very subtle way. Those who know Kicks for Change, that it's an Offbeat thing, do bring shoes here. The likes of Jeff Loves Photography.
Yeah.
Kabelo Mremi from the Sobering Podcast is one of the people that actually bring in shoes.
And donate shoes, yeah.
They donate shoes, and you know, sometimes you identify people around where you work, where you live, and then you do it like that. You know, you help where you can, like that. Like, oh, what size are you? Okay. Konitama maybe ngilkavayo license ilishanyelayo, like the security somewhere, you know, like, okay guys, I've got these shoes.
Also, you do it on a silent tip now.
It's a silent vibe.
Yeah.
It just needs to be brought back.
Yeah, sure.
It's just one of those things where unfortunately sometimes you forget your purpose.
Yeah, you have to stop for a second.
And I feel like that's the thing, that without that thing, I wouldn't have been able to create more in the sneaker world.
Yeah.
You know, because some people just really wanted to donate sneakers, but then would ask me, do you know where I can wash the shoes? Then I would suggest the other shoe cleaning places at the time that were in existence before Offbeat started. There were already other guys that I would be like, oh, okay, let's go to Company X. There they will clean your shoes. But some people would insist that please clean the shoes for us. You know, so Kicks for Change is coming back, yeah.
I hope so.
2025, yeah, we good.
High-end products. Have you ever found yourself in a situation with Louis Vuitton,
yeah.
And had to be dealt with, had to be handled. A fraudulent type of situation.
So really here, bro, it's fortunate that asikahlangani situation enjalo, because I think abantu abaletha into zabo yimfana samzini, abantu ababhizi ngento zabo, they just want convenience
and even out, yeah.
So abanye mabaganga abagangeli, but there's this one guy who was trying to scam me.
Oh yes.
He's like, yo, send me an invoice for amapatho angaka. Then I think the shoes amounted to about 20k, and then he sent me an SMS saying that he's paid me, but he changed his mind saying, hey Baba, I think I'll take my shoes somewhere else.
Oh.
So send me back the money.
Oh.
But then I was like, okay, but the money's not in the account.
There, boy. Oh, that's how they scam people now.
I'm like, no, but the money's not in my account yet, so until it's in my account,
I'll be able to
send it back. Yabo. Yeah, I never heard from the guy anymore.
And it never impacted your business, really?
Nah, it didn't, because he was really just trying to scam us and take chances.
And when it comes to personal motivation and in terms of the shop now with TRP, where do you see the shop going in 5 years? Where do you see maybe now on your personal growth? What do you see yourself as Sibangani as 5 years, as the founder of Offbeat?
I definitely want to create a fashion brand out of Offbeat.
Okay.
I think that's my first love. My first job was in retail, Identity, Jabulani Mall.
Oh yeah. Nice.
2007. So I wanna. That kid deserves a brand.
Yeah.
you know. So that kid really deserves a clothing brand. So that's my next. That's where I'm going next. Creating a.
That's the market you wanna tap into.
I wanna tap into like clothing.
Oh, that's dope.
That's what I want. I would wanna, for me myself, and
Would it
also
still
for
be
the
under
brand.
the Offbeat umbrella, or you wanna try something different just to see how far you can go
It's
with it?
definitely under the Offbeat umbrella. It's definitely under the Offbeat umbrella. I don't think there's much to it. Having worked in retail, I think I understand the game.
Yeah.
It's obviously changed from when I was still in the game. So it's just a few learnings and just collaborating with the right people.
All right, cool. My last question, Doc. Every episode and every segment, where this one question where you ask business owners like yourself, Noguchi, if you had to give a piece of advice to an entrepreneur, more especially from the township, any piece of advice away from stick to what you're doing, because you guys always say the same thing. Something really out of, something on even if no assassin at 9, just to give him some sort of fire in his ass to get where you are today. What would that piece of advice be? Coming from marketing, coming from advertising, you come from retail, all of those things, you're still a cast. You're still considered a muntu sekas.
So I don't think this is advice, ne? But for me, it's just believe in your ideas, bro. You're saying we always say the same things
true.
because those things are actually the truth.
How did you make it from here?
Bro, those things are actually the truth. And start a business and you'll realize that you have to believe in yourself every single day.
Consistency.
That's the word. When you phrase it right,
Yeah.
it's called consistency. Believe in your ideas, bro. So I grew up around a lot of soccer stars.
Yeah.
So I would always hustle them for like a kid.
Yeah, sure.
Ngiphethe kit ye-Chiefs, ngiphethe ye-Swallows from Jacob Ligeto and
Yeah.
Nosjijo. Ye-Chiefs because Thabo Moki lives like
Down the road, yeah.
just down the road. So mina bengile engasabi ukuyocela strip. Then ezinye bezilandela.
Zibona after ngawe.
Ukuthi ndoda uthola amakausi we-Chiefs indoda. Then they'll be like shoot it out ziyatholakala lezi zinto. Then they'll go there.
So ungasho ukuthi ungasabi kahle.
So ungasabi awuthi yami uzokujikisa mfethu sosemnyango.
Yeah.
Jika soda.
The worst thing they can say is no.
That's another thing that business people say a lot.
Yeah.
And it's true. Mawibheka grand iqiniso lento le ukuthi I always try and challenge the homies that I work with because it's phumekasi and I know ukuthi mawuphumekasi uyintwana yasekasi maybe uyazilimita wena self ukuthi I mean I'm not going to use the toilet inside that's the main store. I'm going to go to the other one. I'm not going to warm my lunch because maybe kunabilungu da. It's like hamba ndoto uyofudumeza umkhodi wakho da. Because we don't only belong in the township.
Yeah.
We belong also emhlabeni.
We belong at Bryanston.
And emhlabeni we also like yabos asibangeneni mfethu like from the smallest stage. Like just from the smallest idea bafethu. I would say believe in it, model it. See people that you look like that are doing dope stuff and see yourself in them.
Nice.
Virgil Abloh, love him, rest in peace. I'm like, yo, if Virgil was able to do 1, 2, 3,
who are you?
Okay, but he's got that background. Okay, with my background, how can I model the Virgil energy but make it a Siba energy?
Incorporated with the township or incorporated
with yourself, with your own life. Okay, ngiphume for Rumini, but my ideas wami. That's also what I've learned from advertising. Ukuthi a lot of kids in advertising are from the township, but when you see a billboard saying whatever brand, you don't think of a kid for Rumini.
Yeah,
you don't think dog, but you're seeing that in Bryanston.
Yeah,
but that person comes from the township, so we are the money. We are the flipping money. So we need to start believing in ourselves. We need to start actively starting a garage, a koni start and but no ukuthi I already knew ukuthi brand yami ngifuna isupport abantu abanemali.
Sure.
And from ekasi like ngisaspanele roomini egarage ngidla namateki la roomini lami.
Sure.
I knew ukuthi one day I'm gonna do shoes for Black Coffee because it's been on my list. It's that, bro. It's like, because you also talk as a team, you know. You talk as a team with the people that you start with. Ukuthi untwana mara masingawasha amateki kateki umlise. Untwana masingashaka khonifeka sin. You know, so it's those moments that actually build up the dream. Because at the end of the day, ugcina so wawashila amateki Black Coffee, uwashile nempintshi zakhe, then you like,
yo, so sifikile.
The thing is awufikanga because the thing is that after those Black Coffee shoes that you've washed,
what now? What next?
Like we've done that, so you have to another
dream.
Another thing is now we need to now we have to always dream, because you can reach your dreams, but those dreams are not the ceiling, bro.
That's true.
Because once you've reached that dream, what else are you dreaming about? So funani manje.
No, don't I feel that? That's the best advice we've gotten.
I mean, come on.
Episode 6.
I mean, come on. Episode 6.
Aye, Baba, best of the best. This one, Baba.
Episode 6 of Beat turning 6. So it's meant to be.
It's a power of 6.
I guess it's meant to be.
With that said, guys, it's a wrap. Thank you very much to Sibangani and Offbeat.
Decathlon Sports Hub.
Sports Club or Sports Hub. Business to Kasi. Sibangani sise Bryanston. Siyakhuphuka after uzosithola ngasekasi lakho next week, next month. Uzasitshela wena besikhuphuke senu. Guys, thank you for joining us. Sizoyiqeda ke kuma YouTube. WARMKOP. Danko.
WARMKOP.